Hello and welcome, everybody, to the 2023 Standard Tournament here in Dragon Warrior Randomizer. We have reached the semi-final round now, and we are watching NESCardinality and dk9146 face off. And what the winner of is will be going on to the finals. NESCar with a 1-0 start after the race yesterday. Definitely in the pole position here, but DK is going to try to claw this back to make it even. I am Aaron to you too, and with me on commentary today is C. Parsley. Hello, sir. How you doing?
Good evening, sir. With 12 strength, I think this is a little too easy for these guys, but semifinals, they should make a great running. If we have that hour stream just like we did last night, it should be great for both of these runners.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a really fast seed tends to favor the person who doesn't grind the most. And that was definitely kind of what happened yesterday with NESCardinality being able to just leave from the beginning earlier. But we'll see what happens if we get something like Hurt More or stats grow really fast. But with the low hit points, if that stays, I don't know how aggressive these players are going to be.
All I gotta say is we better not have a pair of wings or a second key.
Oh no, that's divergence, that's complications. And look, neither of them getting hand axe money with their initial gold chest.
Gold and the curse bell with the key, and both, of course, rolling well low, as my partner Aaron said. So they can't even get the 560 for that axe if they found a town nearby.
Yeah, they do have the curse spell. That is an option.
And we are in a swamp. Not a huge one compared to last time, but they are there.
Yeah, well, immediately going down. Oh, and there's a town.
And we have a town. NESCardinality with the exploration goes the right direction, and it is coal. We have our check tile here coming up.
Well, it's all within Zone 0, or Zone 1, I think. But yeah, what do we have here? It is the Stones of Sunlight, so not really going to be useful right now. So nothing game-breaking there yet.
No, you'd love to see one of your deals, but homework is always helpful.
All right, we do see a club purchase. I believe that is also a chainmail. Probably see DK do the exact same thing. Extra 4 attack from the club is going to be really useful right off the bat. Especially lets you maybe take a Magidrake, but definitely a Magician right now. Yes, and comment. Nobody getting torches. Well, we don't know if we're going to need them just yet. If we're looking at just a bunch of slimes here in what might still be Zone 0, I don't know. Plus, the coal shop's a little bit rough, but usually worth it. Let's see. If you don't get anything by level 2, it might be worth going back in. So we see the Magidrake there has heal more, so NESCar nopes out of that. But DK getting level 2 with an 8-5, 11-0, and outside. So another good strength increase there, level 2.
And also good 11 hit points.
Yeah, that's something we're definitely keeping an eye on here. Oh, a Metal Scorpion, that's the perfect torch enemy. Oh, no. Yeah, it looks like NESCar's going right back at the Magidrake. He's swinging for 3 to 7, and he gets a 7 and then a 3, which is just about the worst combination you could get there to try to power through a Magidrake. But he's still going, and
they got hurt more as well.
Yeah, never mind. That guy, I don't know if he's going to go back on that guy. It doesn't seem like it's super common, but maybe you don't want to test that. And oh my gosh, yeah, Tantagel is in the absolute top row of its zone. So it's just one spot away from being in the top right corner of that zone.
And it doesn't look like it goes that far over either, because we got wolves on that line as well.
DK actually went into the next zone there. The whole 15 by 15 thing. This would be a pretty decent reverse count if he wants to go for it. But NESCar getting level 3, getting through first.
And they do get a heal spell, which will be definitely advantageous.
Yeah, that's the big winner on this level. You can still fight those Magidrakes, but he might be thinking about Zone 2 now. The strength isn't great. 26 attack power is a little rough, but I think he's going to be content at least till 4 just fighting these guys. Meanwhile, DK's kind of still stuck on slimes. He's a little bit behind in the experience, and it's going to gain as this goes on, unless something changes.
Level 4 for NESCardinality.
Yes, 1823. Not a big gain, but again, the hit points are inching up a little bit. That agility is nice. You're almost to a nice sweet spot. And
we have another town.
Cantlin. Well, yeah, you can't do a whole lot with Cantlin. Maybe if you found that one off the bat, you might be able to wrangle out something. But now we're seeing a middle scorpion, and that's making me think again about torches or maybe fairy waters.
Yeah, for them,
Another interesting thing, we've seen the top wall of this. I'm not sure how much the runners will be thinking about this sort of thing. I don't think NESCAR puts a lot of thought into things like reverse counts, although he's done them before. DK, maybe a little bit more so. But knowing that Tantagel is the absolute top in its zone, and knowing it's one spot away, you have a very easy, 15 south or 15 north, 1 east offset to whatever the chords are to do that. They respond to EDR towns. The one that's southwest of Tantagel is Cole, which had the Stones of Sunlight. The one northwest is Cantlin. But without keys and without a whole lot of money, there's not much to do. DK hasn't quite seen it. He might press it a little bit more aggressively than NESCAR has. Again, you're holding a belt, which is a copper sword, in your inventory. That extra 6 attack power might be worth it, especially if the strength continues to stall like it has. And the Warlock, a little bit sleepy, but DK is going to stick with it. Might as well. I mean, not like you go back too far if you die. And he gets through it, so it's a lot of experience. He's going to pick up level 4 as well. Now, if NESCAR takes this one out, he's going to be 1 experience short, I believe, of level 5. That's nothing. He might actually wander back down to zone 0 to finish it off. Again, if he's able to get through this Warlock. The Warlock isn't doing a whole lot of damage. Thankfully, it's not quite defense broke, but it's very close. And so, yep, there he goes. 81, just 1 experience short. Oh, but DK's not having as much fun with the second one here. But yeah, let's see NESCardinality getting level 5. Looks like 5 power, 2 speed, 10 hit points, 1 magic point. Again, stat, no real fancy spells, but heals pretty good. This is a very, moderate growth beginning. So as much as people were maybe not so happy with the starting strength, the stats have just been kind of growing just a little bit. Oh, and there we go. DK is able to take out the second one. We'll see if he decides to push the exploration right now with only 5 hit points to see if he can find anything, or if he decides to do the slam move. And yeah, there we go, right to the swamp. Alright, so as he gets his refill from the death, NESCardinality going back to these drones. Looks like they like this zone. The northern zone doesn't seem to be too bad, and the AP is right on the cusp of being able to do anything. Now, NESCAR's going in the town. We'll see. Is he thinking, yeah, I think he wants to look and see if maybe Copper Sword, because again, the attack power just isn't there yet. And being able to get just a little bit more to take out these enemies and 1 or 2 less swings would be a pretty substantial boost still.
And unfortunately, no Copper Sword available.
Yeah, they both have flame swords and clothes as the first 2 items, which is great. NESCAR almost sold the chainmail for leather armor. He pulled back the last one. We'll see. He might buy, no, not some fairy water. He might stock up on some herbs, and again, maybe torches. With an enemy like Metal Scorpion around, that sort of firepower tends to be useful because they hit kind of hard, and they're pretty hard to kill at this point still.
Well, he does go pick up a scale for 2 defense.
And he does the radish fake out, goes in front of the radish vendor and equips the dragon scale and leaves. Nice, NESCAR. I doubt he's doing it on purpose, but it is a funny visual.
Well, I'm calling it right now. We're going to game 3. You fake out radishes, you lose the race.
I'm gonna hold you to that. Oh, it appears that Asmati Games has provided us with experience to level charts once again, so thank you very much. I don't know if we're going to get those up on stream like last time, but feel free to follow along on your own in the other window. This Drakima, should he take it down, and he does, this will bring NESCardinality level 6.
And let's see what magic numbers we get this time. 4 power, 8 speed, 1 hit point, and 3 magic with the spell of hurt.
You know, the MP is kind of low, but hurt is still useful, doing more damage than they are against a lot of these Zone 2 enemies that they're fighting. Like the Metal Scorpion in particular would be useful. I'm not trying to focus too much on Metal Scorpions, but they are like the best possible thing you could see early game.
Oh yeah, they're nice, tasty for the experience bankroll.
And now DK has briefly taken the experience lead. NESCAR might be getting it right back. With the additional, with the small shield there, he is now repelling the Warlock. Although, actually, I think he might have just gotten that to that point at level 6. So now, even though it has sleep, it's more of a nuisance than a threat.
Nope, just a time waster. Looks like NESCardinality just going for the reset.
Yeah, at this point, there's not a whole lot you can do. DK does manage to go up to the top there. I think he was counting as he was going down. That movement seemed a little interesting.
Well, how much longer do you stay up there before you start exploring?
Well, right now, zone... I don't know. I wonder if DK might go west more than north. I think they're still on the wrong side of fighting wolves. The AP is just not right there. Maybe if they had sleep, but you could hurt heal alternate, and that might be worth it. Yeah, if they had sleep, this would be a different thing because NESCAR would be up in that Magic Wyvern zone almost certainly.
Well, DK must have heard me. He's starting the exploration trek southbound.
Yeah, and that is something that's worthwhile. Just going south here, you're in zone 0 and zone 2 for a long time. You were safe going south for quite a ways, but he's going to actually go west. So now he's back into zone 1, the east-west zone, which he'll be out of pretty soon because he's almost out of the southern end of this whole thing. But it does look like DK might be trying to hunt a better zone, while NESCAR is kind of the one sitting down and grinding. It's a little bit opposite of what we saw yesterday. And
Wait a minute, we might be locked down here.
No, there's
oh, there's a one tile square.
So if you're wondering how long are they gonna, well, as long as they don't have a lot of MP, they are swamp locked in a sense. They might get through it, but it's going to take a lot of resources. So they need something else to kind of pop up here. And it does look like DK is just going to push it as long as he can get away with it.
Yeah, he needs to find a nice town here on the other end just coming out.
Yeah, it's not the worst swamp, but oh man, you almost... Yeah, he's going to try to fight this Druid Lord. He's seen 2 of them now. He's not defense breaking him. He can still get hit pretty hard. But if the third hurt doesn't kill it, he's probably going to throw out... Nope, never mind. 2 was good enough. That's a big pickup.
And we do have those charts up, as you can see there, between DK and NESCardinality.
Thank you once again, Asmati Games, for providing the... I can't think of the right word for it, but the extra visuals to help us experience what's going on.
Yes, we love you, Asmati. Keep it up. Thank you very much. However, it looks like he's going back to start here. No, he does manage to pull it.
Now, NESCAR did pick up level 7 while all that was going on. Another 9 strength, another 9 hit points, and the 15 MP is probably going to be the bigger factor here. That's going to encourage him, I think, to explore just a little bit.
And the freebie is Fairy Water. You might do a small little grind to pick up some here.
We currently do not have any coordinates.
Hold on.
So.
There's another cave just to the south and west of that one, but he doesn't have the XP to get across.
Yeah, he's...
HP, sorry.
He's dead man walking at this point. He's just going to see how far he can get. I'm almost surprised he didn't swing on that droll, but I think he would have died. And look, he's a little almost the way around the swamp.
Until the fun police say, no, go home.
Yeah, smack a dragon. It's not going to go very far, but it makes you feel good. To respond to something chat's talking about, it is possible that the game doesn't really put any filter in to decide how much swamp is around Tantagel, and Tantagel can be very swampy. And if that happens, you just have to keep walking until you die or until you fight enough things to gain levels. So it happens sometimes, but it's not very common, and it's a little bit easier to get out of than it used to be with some of the additions to the game.
Oh yeah, I remember some of the earlier versions of Randomizer where you would have a swamp going each way for at least 15, 20 tiles.
The flag specifically called the big swamp that you can use. It's not available. That flag.
Scorpions with DL2 pref.
Yeah, they aren't the best things to fight. But yeah, with the big swamp flag on, there is one small change to the normal play out of the game, and that is that besides the game being like 50% swamp, it does give you an extra 10 hit points to start out when you have that flag, which is a really fun combination. If you do that and vanilla map, you just start out with 10 extra hit points, but the map is the exact same. So DK picking up that level now. I think he wants to explore, which is interesting because NESCAR is just not. He has not made any inclination at going south, which is a little surprising. Maybe he's looking for a little bit more in the stats, or maybe he's just trying to make sure that Hurtmore isn't around the corner, because that could be a big game changer.
Nah, it just feels like a NESCAR move. He's just trying to get to a go mode where whether one of the hurts or something just to rock and roll. But in the meantime, as you can see, we have those dragons again, courtesy of our good friend Adesmani. Beautiful running between these two here in the second of 3 matches.
Yeah, NESCAR really pushing the experience lead, which again, maybe it's just the zone. He likes the zone. I'm speaking more about my confusion, not really confusion, but more that just this is a little surprising that DK is the one pushing the exploration and not NESCAR. They tend to be a little bit more in the opposite directions, but maybe we'll see if level 8 here gives NESCAR any sort of big advantage.
19 power, 6 speed, no hit points, 6 magic, and stop spell. Utility, but not the best.
And now it looks like he's thinking about going somewhere else. Maybe it was the metal scorpions were just too attractive an enemy there. Anyway, we see DK going back south. He's going to have to go through that same swamp zone, which it looks like NESCAR might be finding before too long, because I think he's starting to go that direction as well.
19 power can definitely make somebody move.
Yeah, that's good enough to take. Like right now, he can hit a lot of the mid-game enemies. The extra MP 36 isn't anything to be super excited about, but you have a little bit of survival. So I don't think we'll see him buy anything like herbs. That was a possible purchase, maybe in Cantlin, but Cole, I don't think he's going to go around.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to waste the time to go up, down, and around. You don't have a key to do the shortcut through.
Well, DK's made it back to his friend, the Druid Lord, and we'll see how that goes. If he's able, he got the 2-shot last time, which is not a common thing. He does not get it this time. Druid Lord having max of, well, anywhere from 27 to 35 hit points. So on average, 2 hurt spells is like 25 damage. So it's possible, but it's not super likely.
Getting good 11 to 18 per time for the medals get you a 2-tack.
And now finding that the cave that we'd missed before was the Staff of Rain trade-in. So he's found 2 random old men just chilling out there by the desert, and neither being super productive.
Oh, good to know where your homework's going to be traded in.
Now DK is going after another cave. NESCAR does veer south, so I think he might end up seeing all of these as well. Get the exciting fairy water news, and well, if the Staff of Rain cave is near the start, you really want to find it right away. Otherwise, you want to find it last. You're
definitely correct about the only place you don't want it is mid-path.
Yeah, and then you're always worried, wait, am I getting this out of order? Did I get the harp first? And looks like this is Mountain Cave.
I believe so from the walks. Yeah, it is.
All right, so far, Mountain Cave enemies. We've seen 2 Magidrakies, nothing to be particularly scared or concerned about. And they do have hurt more, but he has the hit points to outlast that. The Scorpion he's going after, which he does one shot. That's a little scary.
Well, we have a Demon Knight. He doesn't get away from on first crack.
Yeah, the Demon Knights don't really have as much agility as you would think. They're kind of low for their stature, like their rank, but they're also ranked really high, so... And I guess we were wrong. It is, in fact, Grave, where he finds 2 gold chests and the fairy water, so interesting pickup.
And that's all he's going to get, and he's got to walk it back as he does not have outside.
Well, wouldn't have the MP for it. He does have outside, just not the MP for it, but doesn't really matter.
Oh, yeah, we do. But, yeah, still had to walk it.
And there we go. So I'm going to continue. Yeah, this is nothing really here. I think he just wants to get the level before he dies, or maybe he's hoping for something fancy out of it. Yes, you guys have all figured it out. Archfield Monk is in fact George Lucas.
Wait a minute, if he's Lucas, what are you, Skywalker?
I'm just some random person.
Ah, you're Ewok number 6.
So DK picking up that level 8 that was pretty good on NESCAR's side. Not really doing a whole lot for DK. He does see the Druid Lords here. That's his main focus. And this is a very good enemy to fight right now. And it looks like NESCAR might be thinking the same thing. A zone with Druid Lords and Metal Scorpions is pretty hot.
Happy, even though they move south, they're just back into their own individual grinds.
Yeah, you could do without the Poltergeist and Droll, but it looks like he's going to push just a little bit more. I think he wants to see if there's a town near here, because it's definitely better than walking all the way back here. It is funny, both of these players have a somewhat substantial amount of gold. If we see, well, here's level 9 first. They 1, 13, 1, and 6. I was going to say, if we see return at level 9, I would be curious to see if NESCAR would cast it to preserve the money. And oh, hey, there's a tale of 2 encounters.
Yes, it is, and NESCardinality unfortunately gets the wrong end of that stick.
Again, we'll see if he decides to buy anything. There isn't a weapon upgrade. I don't remember if we saw a half plate anywhere, but it could be interesting. Like, we didn't see a broadsword or anything like that. And yeah, he's got chainmail, small shield, he's fine.
And there's the other fun police sending DK back just as well.
Yeah, Red Dragon is just annoying enough, and it looks like I don't think NESCAR realized that this was a dead end before. He'll figure it out real quick because there's nowhere else to go. Meanwhile, DK is going to try to cash in that money for something. Think he's going to be a little disappointed.
There is a half plate available.
Well, that will help a little bit. I don't know if it's going to make a huge difference. Chain to half plate, 6 defense. Maybe. I don't know, maybe. I don't remember a large shield either.
No, there was no large shield in either of these.
That's what he's looking for. He's not going to find it. I'm pretty sure the bottom one just had small. While he's fiddling about in the towns, NESCardinality is starting to get back. He got back through the little swamp, the little pinched swamp part, and now he's heading west, so not going back in that same direction. And he really wants to fight that Magic Wyvern. He's I can feel his disappointment in not having a sleep spell.
They're not at the point where they can attack it by themselves, but yeah, if you can put the baby to sleep, then back away. But the Spectre should be quite nice and tasty.
Yeah, that's definitely a pretty good enemy to see here too. Or is he gonna kind of finish this explorer? He wasn't healing, and then he gets ambushed by a demon knight, who just happens to have weak breath, but it didn't really matter. Anything he did was gonna send him home. Yeah, that is a good point. I think the defense is too high to want to now anyway. It's not high, but it's too high. Like, you don't want to repel metal scorpions, and that would probably be the biggest factor, and that would be at 36 DP, and he's got 39. Soon to be 41 as he equips Dragon Scale. Unfortunately, that woman there decided to block the radish shop, so we don't know if DK wanted to check them or not.
Yep, so I do not count that in there for his negative. Meanwhile, Annoyance round of sleep gets over. Warlock is down.
I think DK really wants to get this level before he pushes on, although he did see those Druid Lords again. That was a pretty decent zone. That might be the situation where you would consider repel, but then you'd be repelling the metal scorpions, and that makes the zone a lot less useful. Yes, DK caught up, in the experience per minute, was doing pretty well there for a while, and then he decided to go into town. So, NESCard is continuing to kind of explore over here. Not really... I can't think, yeah, he still hasn't got back through the swamp pinch part, has he? Oh, yeah, he has, never mind.
He has. He's down in the bottom half, but hasn't gone much further.
I think DK just wanted to sit here until he got the level, in case it was a breakout level, and it's not. Although 13 agility is nice. The agility now 59 is pretty comfortable for overworld walking. You're still got that, annoying red dragon, but you can't really plan your entire gameplay around a red dragon in the overworld.
No, but that 13 gives you more of a chance to run.
So, and here's the swamp that I don't think we saw DK go through before. He did what NESCAR is doing, which was to come back to the right side. But I think NESCAR's seen all of this, so I think that was a hard block. So we might get to see what's at the end of this path, but nothing really until then. Alright, so Spectre hits for 0, NESCAR hits for 0, Spectre hits for 3, NESCAR hits for 18. Very, very fun, lively exchange there. It is. If that Spectre was in the same zone as the Droll Magi, that would be a very, very high price zone right now, but it is not. And we are seeing Star Wyvern with Hurt. It looks like DK is thinking about going after them, but I think he's changing his mind pretty quickly.
Alright, but now the Star Wyvern, if he's going to let him go, and he does finally get away.
Yeah, the Star Wyvern at max has 7 out of 16 stop spell resist. It can be anywhere from 0 to 7 out of 17, and we don't know what it rolled yet. That was just one attempt, but you're always a little bit disappointed whenever stop spell fails on anything.
Looks like NESCardinality's here in the bottom left corner, at least of this continent.
Yeah, we saw DK get down this far, and I don't remember exactly what he did. I think NESCAR might just be, chilling in the zone, which is a pretty good zone, so, not a bad idea. I think it's the same zone they were both chilling in before, but now he's pretty close to 1500. That has to be a priority because it could be Hurtmore, and Hurtmore would... I wouldn't change the dynamics of this race massively because we haven't seen a lot of Hurtmore enemies, and the MP is still kind of low, but you're never sad to see it.
This Druid Lord should take it down. And we have Sharlock appearance over on DK's side. And a cave right below.
All right. Well, as DK gets to deal with this Star Wyvern, NESCardinality does pick up level 10, and with it, he gets... It's like 4, 9, 18, 1, and Repel. So no Hurt More yet, and it looks like DK did find South Swamp, warps out, and is now somewhere. More swamp, though. There's plenty of swamp so far.
Yep, over either on second continent or in a different half.
And we are running out of caves. This has to be
mountain. No, yeah, it is, because he's going south.
So after this, we have Mountain and Rainbow Drop Cave, which means those are underneath Tantagel and Garanham. I think that's it.
That sounds like it, yeah, for Mountain and Jerk.
Well, he finds the wings, which would be great if they worked inside, but they don't. And when he leaves, NESCardinality is finding just amazing mid-game enemies. Found a Wolf Lord, which he is now defense breaking, and a Wyvern, which, even though he's not, is still just excellent experience and fairly easily killable right now.
Heck yes, with 64 points.
Oh, it has hurt more. Okay, it's not quite as good. I don't know if NESCar has seen that, though. Seen it.
No, DK has. NESCardinality hasn't run into the C64 hurt more.
And yeah, so DK does use some of those herbs. Could he purchase those, or else he'd be dead because he was swamp blocked. And oh, he sees a town.
And we have a town up there if you can find some way to get to it on DK's side.
We have absolutely no idea where on the map DK is. We know he's not in the southeast corner because that's where NESCardinality is. So this could be somewhere in the center, somewhere closer to the west. Looks like he wants to get across, but he's going to have to go around. I don't think he can jump that water.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Boats did not come in until DW2. For now, you gotta find a way to walk it.
But yeah, NESCar is just, this is an amazing grind, and he's going to sit on it. And I think
you're going to have to go through that swamp to get there.
Yeah, but he does have some herbs left. I'm surprised that maybe DK didn't catch it, but that looks like the path around, and yeah, he's going for it. Now, there's still a couple of towns this could be. Remolder is by far the biggest impact, but it could also be Hawksness. It could be Brackenary.
Karen, yeah. And there it is, Keyland, aka Remolder.
That's really what you needed here. You needed to find this town to make this exploration worth it. Because right now, NESCardinality is just churning out experience. If we had like a zoomed in version of the experience graphs, we would just see line go up. But the keys might be important enough, especially since we know where Mountain are, or we know where Mountain are. We know Mountain and the drop are necessarily underneath. There could be a gold grind possibility, and I think we saw just about everything in those nearby towns.
Yep, and then of course you get your 2 checks, the treasury and the underneath of Tantagel, the 2-to-1 here, which is a death necklace. Very nice and usable if we get some HP.
Yeah, it's nice to have, checking off something.
It's a lot better than when you go through the 2 and it's an herb or a torch.
Yeah, the Remolder lottery sometimes pays off, and sometimes, I don't know what you would get in a lottery. What would the death necklace would be like? Use this in case of emergency, like foreboding symbols.
I was thinking the death necklace would be like hitting, say, 3 of the deals in the Powerball or something. Middle prize.
All right, now we have a pretty good idea that Swamp is probably like westish of the start, but still pretty close to the top zone. So we still have a whole bunch in the southwest we haven't seen. Yeah, I was expecting that dead end.
Yeah, because that looks like to be the very top right corner of the map.
And now, NESCardinality is just about to hit level 11 off of this Wolf Lord, and we'll get to see if this gets rewarded.
Those counts are 4, 8, and 14, and sleep. Meanwhile, we do have the charts up, and you can, as you were saying, you can definitely see that line just plummet in favor of NESCardinality.
Yeah, he's found a great grind. I don't know. His inclination, I think, is going to be to explore. He's going to get real antsy being at level 11, not finding anything. So I don't think he's going to sit there any longer. And honestly, by level 11, normally your stats are pretty good. Unfortunately, DK, the exploration goes bad on him as he cannot get away from that stone man.
Yeah, but this might be a benefit in disguise because now it gives them the opportunity to take the treasury, take the check underneath, and figure out what everything is. Especially if you can pull, say, an armor or the sword out here. And speak of the devil, there's the armor first off.
Nice.
Followed by gold. And a second gold. And finally, we have the herb.
So Gold Grind is active. There is a flame sword there. They've both seen it. That might be the main attraction. NESCardinality, however, has made it into Swamp Cave. He's doing the manual walkthrough, which is, this could be, yeah, he's not going to find what he's looking for here. I don't know if he's going to be able to go back, but he's not going to find Rim. I don't think he has the resources to get there.
Not with 4. Does he have herbs? If he does, how many?
I don't remember seeing him buy them, but he might have. Now it looks like he's going through tablet. Oh, and we do. Okay, so there isn't the built-in gold grind.
Here's the one underneath.
But DK definitely going to go to Cantlin, and he's going to figure out these coordinates and see what he has to do there. We don't know what is on the spike, but again, if the coordinates are big enough or small enough, we may not need a princess. But this might be a mandatory 2-continent split, where something like a could come in handy. But it's just, are the players going to have the confidence and the to actually pull that off?
Oh, checking that third deal, there is the silver shield in the locked shop.
Yeah, so I would not be terribly surprised if we see him pop into Grave, force the gold grind. It's still early enough. Flame Sword and Silver Shield are useful enough to do it. And there are no coordinates, so there you go.
And it's just go fight.
I think all we've seen in this is one Cursed Belt, which we started out with. So, and we saw Cole. So as of right now, we have no idea if Hawksness has anything or not. Probably, but we don't know.
Yep, it could just be the old whammy. Fight your blue dragon, search, and then it says, haha, no. But with this armor on DK, how quickly can he try to cheat back against NESCardinality's lead?
Good to know. I was talking about, I guess NESCard did buy herbs, so he's in decent shape. He might yet find Remolder, which would be pretty important right now. He's got an experienced lead, so even if he doesn't, he's fine. But it would be something that kind of swings into DK's favor, which he hasn't had. So the fact that he's buying a large shield, this might be just a straight out abandonment of the gold grind. If you were going to do that, I don't think you would even bother buying a mid-tier shield. Oh, and NESCardinality does run into a red dragon, but
he gets away with him. Then the golem stops him and gets it through, and there he does. He does make Remolder. No, sorry, that's Preccanary.
Yes, Preccanary, so much better than Remolder. Although the fact that he found this might get him to the other town, and that in itself is pretty important. He does pick up a copper sword. That's nice. It's been a while that we haven't had any sort of attack increase. So again, the experience lead, it's just going to help DK a lot to churn out more experience with the stuff that he's got. But the fact that NESCAR has a 1,000-point experience lead from 9 to 11 is still pretty substantial.
Yeah, it is, and I'm always one who loves seeing anybody do any shopping in Preccanary. I swear their Chamber of Commerce needs to get a better, advertising slogan.
Yeah, and I think DK. Okay, there's a dead end here. That's again pretty good for NESCAR. He's not going to go wildly off path from Remolder. The keys being really important because of Erdrick's armor and the fact that there's just a lot of swamp right where these players have been on this map, been draining a lot of resources, and it does look like DK succumbs to the red dragon. That it's just been very casually picking off the players.
Yep, those fun police are just like, as soon as you start getting a little too much fun, I'll pull you over.
And this is the again, the difference between the two players right now. The fact that That extra 13 agility might have been the difference breaker there in getting away from that red dragon.
Very possible. Meanwhile, it looks like NESCardinality is just going to try to grind level 12 here, right next to Breckenary.
Well, he tried.
He couldn't get anybody to come.
Yeah, and a golem isn't exactly what you want to see. A wizard is, if you had heal more, the wizard would be a pretty good fight. But not a great fight, but a good fight.
No, he had a decent cell right around Breckenary. Didn't get it, then left, and then they say, okay, the higher cell will nail you.
So this was generally good that DK went the right direction. NESCAR has not seen Rim, though. So he may, yeah, he's going south.
And he went the wrong way. Meanwhile, he is trying to take out the Stone Man. But the Stone Man may take him out before he can get the sleep on to run.
Okay, that's just terrible luck. Just getting, what was that, 3 sleep spells that failed?
That was 3 failed sleeps in a row.
Yeah, that's 1 in 8. That's just terrible luck. So, you know, there isn't really much you can say. Just thanks, game.
It's like a family who just 3 strikes straight out on Family Feud. Not a good time. Have we seen Garanham yet?
No, and I think DK is going into an area we haven't seen anybody go yet, which was past Charlock and Swamp Cave. Both of them went kind of straight through.
Because that could also be a very good place for DK to blow this back open. Because he does, I would say, have the exploration lead, while NESCardinality, of course, definitely has the experience lead.
We'll see if he decides to go through Swamp or if he wants to keep peeking around. He did not see anything, in fact, over there. So, and it is possible that this is a single continent. The more that DK is going the direction he is, the more I'm inclined that this might be the case, that it's just a really long walk around. And it does look like NESCAR's doing something a little different than he was last time. And DK finding Hawksness. Not quite Garanham, but and yeah, he's not even going to try to do anything yet. If he had level 11 in sleep, maybe, but right now. It's a nice, kind of difficult seed. Not impossible, not ridiculous RNG based, although there is some crazy stuff. It's a pretty difficult seed, though, just not getting the heal more and hurt more early. And yeah, we can see the experience per minute, it just cratered for NESCAR, but it's not like it's picked up tremendously for DK. I think he's been repelling with the 74 defense. Maybe he's not repelling, it just feels like it. Oh, and Armor Knight on NESCAR's side, he does get away again. 72 agility is not terrible for running into a red in the overworld. It's about the best you can really hope for wandering around. And NESCAR just, you know, does the Drake no there to the cave, just moving along. That means he's about to find Hawksness right there. And he's thinking about it. He knows he has sleep.
I think he's going to go for it.
Yeah, it seems to be that way. He gets the sleep spell, and that means there's at least 1 enemy he can kill, maybe 2. A green dragon is a little bit of a stretch, but it's worth the effort to try.
Yep, now here it is. What's the magic random? And we have the green dragon you just talked about.
Oh, he's just swinging, which may not be the thing, but stop spell could get this forward for him, taking that spell out. If he casts Hurt More a lot, he's in good shape.
Yeah, if it's 50 or more.
It's one of those blessings in disguise. Like, oh no, Hurt More. Wait, Hurt More. That's good.
It's 4 for 4.
There he goes, gets the 135, and on the search spot finds Erdrick's token. Required, but not gonna change the fate of this game right now.
It's a recently referred to Erdrick's fake out.
And he doesn't quite have the resources that DK did getting through here. DK with the Erdrick's armor is able to not have to heal. And it's just, you know, like a ton of swamp everywhere.
Yep, that swamp is sucking 2 points for every step he takes off of them.
And I don't know how much map is left on this first continent. I think we've basically confirmed it has to be 2. But DK is running out of space to find anything. So Garenham might be on that second continent as well.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, since Remolder was north, if Garenham might be south at that one swamp corner on the second continent.
Yeah, south, or there was a little bit west left too. I don't think we had quite exhausted that. So there's not too much exploration left for DK. The problem NESCAR is going to have here is he is going to run out of resources and be real tight and have to make decisions about whether or not to fight these things.
Yeah, he is very quickly running into that point.
But the southwest corner, the whole west and south of this map is just hilarious because it's very, very empty. You found Hawksness in one spot, which, you know, the more we're looking at this, the better that could have been for NESCAR to take that out when he did, because it might be kind of a nuisance to get back to.
That might end up being the end of the story, though, because DK might not remember getting back there to the end, and since it does have one of our vital pieces.
They'll probably delay until he has Heal More or Hurt More, because at some point he's going to know that's what's there. He doesn't know it yet, like in any certainty, but I just have a tendency to think like it's that, or it's Deep Grave, or it's Garenham and Mountain. Those are the things left for DK. Well, that and Breck, but who cares about Breck?
Well, question for Chad. What level do you believe we're going to get the Moors?
And while we see that, I think DK has found Garenham?
Yeah, that would be the last town we haven't. We've seen everyone else.
NESCAR now with 11 hit points, still surviving. Depends on how he explores this, but Garenham is just to the northeast, and he is going the wrong way.
I love that we've had a guest in chat of level 30.
So there it is, Garenham for DK. He's going to pick up some more herbs, get the refill, maybe check to see if there's a hand axe or something in town, and then keep moving on. NESCAR might get to Garenham. I think this is pretty important. It'd be a lot more important if he already had keys, but just this could be a giant hole in the map if he doesn't get to it.
And there's a hand axe upgrade for DK, getting rid of the club.
All right, he sees the town, he gets away from the Warlock. Oh no, there's a Demon Knight, but he gets away from the Demon Knight, and NESCAR does make it into Garenham.
Right, but NESCAR unfortunately does not have keys.
True. The fact that he survives, though, just to know this is here, might be valuable enough. I do think it's going to be a little bit rough. Let's see what's behind here. DK finding wings in the first chest. We wait for this. Second chest, we have nothing.
Very likely an herb or a key. Probably an herb. And Fairy Flute for the third.
Which he does pick up. Get out your DK no flute images in chat.
And see, I'm the other way around. I'll definitely take my Fairy Flute. And this has gotta be, what? Yeah, Back Mountain.
Yep, no other option except for... And so 5 chests here. If he does not find the sword here, then it's Hawksness or Deep Grave as far as he knows.
Or Sherlock.
Right. But if you don't find the sword here, it's pretty much a guaranteed dive. We also haven't found the harp or the fighter's ring. Just there's some interesting stuff that's still outstanding. And so on NESCAR's side, it's just how much map is left. If he realizes there isn't much left, he's going to go back through Swamp pretty quickly. But he's, you know, we saw that water tile. Both of our players just walked north of this area previously, so there isn't much map left to explore over here.
Not on this first continent it is, and by the way, just a simple little torch for the first chest.
In which we know collectively there's nothing that he's going to find over here. Except possible death. So if he does die, I think he'll go back through Swamp Cave as the next option, which is...
And he does take death there. That may be a blessing in disguise for NESCardinality.
Yeah, because I think now he's going to go back through Swamp because the greater amount of exploration that's left has to be that direction.
And DK picks up a level 11, getting at least to the same level as NESCardinality.
He has caught up just a little bit. We'll see if his experience points would, manage to withstand NESCAR's town visits that he still has incoming with Remolder and Cantlin and checking coordinates and things like that. Because unless he goes through Mountain, which he's not going to before he gets to Tantagel, or decides to randomly go through Deep Grave, I think he's going to do all of the checks that DK did.
Yep, and that experience lead is down to 550. Just 2, by the way, had gold. He still can't get the 3rd and 4th, but we should have those just momentarily. And we have the Silver Harp in the first one, and as you can see by our maps, for the first time in a long time, DK does actually have more XP per minute than NESCardinality, and Big Stick in the other one.
Well, there you go. All that's left is the token. I think once he's done here, he's going to have to prioritize Hawksness, but he is in amazing shape right now. That experience gap should disappear pretty quickly, especially with the Green Dragon. Even without that many hit points, this is like a 3-swing fight most of the time.
Yep, and Deep Grave is now off the table unless you're really looking for a fighter's rank. And back you go, as that was an herb in the 5th.
He's coming in the heel. I would not be surprised if he goes directly to Hawksness now. He gets that knowledge, he can do all of the trade-ins, and he will be in absolutely great shape.
Yep, get those done and be ready to grind and go.
Oh, meanwhile, NESCardinality, I believe, has he went through the cave yet? I think he did. I think he's now on second continent again.
And we have a level 12 of 8 power, 2 speed, 4, 9, and heal more. Not to hurt more, but it is one of the 2 mores.
Still pretty nice to get. And yeah, DK is maybe... I think he doesn't remember how to get to Hawksness. So we might see him be going back that direction. That's what that movement tells me, at least. It's like, it was west here.
Well, Aaron, I'm going to throw you a question that the chat's got for you. Do you think that DK will grind in Hawks now, considering what we know of the character on the spike tile?
Yeah, Green Dragon, when you don't have heal more, is the ideal fight, because it's a little bit softer than an Axe Knight. You can't take down... Well, he does have the flute, so he could possibly fight golems. He'll probably at least exhaust resources, and then might do his trade-ins after that. Just die here. Yeah, no one's checked Swamp Spike, but right now there's not a better fight. Unless it's fluting and hoping it doesn't hit you too hard repeatedly and keep open. Green Dragon, he has stopped spelling it. That might be an option. I think a normal fight here, you probably, if you're going to grind it, just keep swinging and heal afterward. And well, actually, never mind. There you go. Now, definitely better to not do that.
Yep, and by the way, just giving a shout out to someone in chat. Yes, Nimova, you are the only one to beat NESCardinality so far in the summer tournament.
Oh, so he does pick up the token. However, NESCAR closing in on Remolder. I still don't think he's seen it. He is swinging through the Red Dragon now with Healmore.
And he does get to kill more to stay alive against the Fun Police.
Yeah, 92 AP, 89 hit points. This is not a great fight, but if he finds the town immediately afterward, it's perfect. And 74 agility. I don't know if he knows exactly what his agility is, but hey, just crit, and that's all that matters.
And he just went Super Saiyan on the dragon and gets the win.
And in fact, I think I was wrong. NESCAR is not on the second continent. He never went that way. So
no, this still looks like Maine.
I guess he didn't quite see these corners. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't rush the swamp. But yeah, now this is just time that's bleeding. He does need kills like that kill, because this Green Dragon with having to cast Stop Spell is not super fast. And you have to do a lot of basic healing in between. But he'll pick up, DK's going to pick up his level 12, and we'll just see if NESCAR is able to get corralled into the right direction sooner or later.
And as you can see, though, even though he had the wrong information, NESCardinality at least is caught up in the experience points per minute, so he's not bleeding more of his lead away from DK.
And the extra AP from that level means that DK's not stop spelling this guy anymore. He's got heal more, and he's got the attack power to do this in 2 shots, and he's got the attack power to overwhelm the Green Dragon's heal, so you should hopefully not see it more than once a fight. Just swing over it and just finish it off.
And the second you say that, there's 2 heals.
Well, you know, it's what you hope for, and then what happens, I suppose.
It's always the game just gonna go, hold on, you say that, hold my beer.
Chat's talking about the big deciding factor. In my opinion, the big deciding factor in this is that DK didn't see Breckenary. But we're not anything close to being done yet. NESCardinality is still getting a ton of experience as he's going around. I'm a little... Well, he didn't get the Fairy Flu. If he had the Fairy Flu, I would have expected him to fight that Golem. But without it, he's going to push that exploration. He's going to see Rim just moments if the Red Dragon allows him to.
Yep, he does finally get to that second continent. Yeah, he hasn't seen Rimbledar. DK hasn't seen Breckenary. Of the 2, I'll definitely take DK's side.
And DK is abandoning that grind for now. I think he wants to check the Swamp Spike. The Green Dragon's a little bit slow because of the heals and stuff that he might be doing that. He might decide to do his turn-ins, but I think if he's going to do that, we would have saw a return spell. Oh wait, he doesn't have a return, so maybe not.
Yeah, we don't have return at the moment. He would have to have a pair of wings in inventory.
She does, but there might be reason to save that too. I don't think we're within a level of go here, but he takes out his own Red Dragon while NESCar is just about to take out this one. And you know, pretty solid stuff for where we are right now again. And that actually puts NESCardinality at level 13.
13, some numbers are 4, 5, 2, 15, and a return, but no hurt more.
All right, I keep staring at the screen. I want to see if NESCar sees the town, and oh, he's going down!
Oh, wrong way again for NESCardinality.
That's always the worst, but it looks like he's going to tilt up this way anyway, so...
Right, but now he does have to go back to the right to see it, because it will not be visible by just straight up.
And yeah, DK is going to check this spike tile, because he wants...
There he goes.
There it is. He gets keys, and he's going to be able to get everything. It's going to take him a little bit of time, but as long as he's able to still get experience while he's doing it, especially if these grind tiles don't wind up being particularly useful. Like, again, Green Dragon, you're not complaining about it, but it's not great. Yeah.
I don't want to speak for a guy, but you just got to feel when you find the town was just that close to where you were, there's your keys, that you got to be behind the 8 ball now. And it's Blue Dragon instead of the green on the spike.
Yeah, you're never really excited about Blue Dragons, but it depends. If the Blue Dragon doesn't have any abilities, this is probably more efficient than the Green Dragon by swinging. The moment you get hurt more, it probably flips, but right now this doesn't feel bad. NESCardinality has seen everything that he needs to see. I think, yeah, he's actually seen everything. So the things he hasn't seen, he's going to find right now, like whatever's in Tantagel Treasury, whatever is underneath the castle, and then probably a beeline to Cantlin, and then probably a beeline to Garenham. The one thing that might mix up here is if he sees all this gold and gets excited and wants to try a gold grind.
Yeah, this has really got to make him be behind the 8 ball, because you find the keys after that long, and then immediately get into the treasury and see the armor. But if there's anybody in the community that can still handle it, I definitely would believe it'd be NESCardinality to do so. And he doesn't go and check the bottom.
Oh, he's setting up for the gold grind. This is kind of what I meant. He is someone who is very much, well, like if there's a chance for a gold grind for a Silver Shield Flame Sword, I'm certain that's right on his head. So he's doing this with the 50-50 chance this is Mountain, which it isn't, but that's the whole purpose. He saw the gold, he's restarting the whole process so that chest he can gold grind off of.
Yeah, the jerk's about ready to go and stick out his tongue at him.
And it does look like DK has abandoned the blue dragon for now. I think he's going to do his trade-ins. And, you know, where's Sharlock again? I'm trying to... Oh, yeah. He might test that and see if he can get some red dragons or golems. Because right now, with the stats the way they are, those are the best enemies to fight. Again, if you have hurt more, then green dragon axe knights are kind of nice. And yeah, he's going to do all of his turn-ins. I would not be surprised if we see either some sort of desert grind or maybe even peeking into Sharlock.
And this may actually be the best for NESCardinality, because I'm afraid if he checks that third still and sees the 14,800 silver shield, that he might still try to find some way to do it anyway. And he didn't check it.
Well, he might be planning, he knows where Mountain has to be. He sees that there's no coordinates, so he knows everything is Garenham and Mountain right now. He might be thinking about a gold grind out of it, but when he sees the sword, he already has the large shield. He might just be like, nah.
Yeah, it would take you about 30 chests to get the 14.8.
Yeah, it's an important question because as far as players go, NESCardinality is one of the more aggressive, just get the silver shield sorts of guys, where a lot of people, like, I tend to be the opposite of this. We'll see. Can DK get the experience he needs right now to create a substantial lead while NESCAR has to get his last remaining things? If so, then he's in great shape. If not, this is still anybody's race.
Yeah, because at this point, it's just how much can DK push ahead while NESCardinality's doing the rest of his homework. This could come down to those just couple minutes, just like race 1 did.
There's something to say about the order in which DK did these things. If he's not going into Sharlock, then I wonder what exactly he was doing, because he gained no experience in all that time, and he kind of slow ordered it all. Like, he didn't return, didn't warp back immediately, walked, and I don't know. But here's a red dragon. This is probably the enemy he wants to see more than anything right now. Well, the thing about Mountain Cave is it's really fast if you're not doing, grinding anything. The one issue will be if NESCAR decides to take a death here. I don't think he will, but I think he wants to. So let's put it that way.
Yeah, I can definitely understand his mindset probably right now is like, okay, we're going to do the death, we're going to do the death. Sees the sword and go, well, no, I'm not.
And it looks like DK is choosing the green dragon over the blue dragon for now. I think, once you get hurt more, I think this is better. I wonder, actually, because the blue dragon is worth an extra 45 experience and probably is going to, on average, take one extra swing. That doesn't feel like a massive difference, to be honest.
By the way, as of right now, DK has taken back the experience lead.
NESCAR fighting the exact same enemy as DK, but maybe in a less happy situation to see it. He still doesn't have that sword, so this green dragon is a bit of a problem. But he does have the armor, which I guess didn't matter because he just stopped spelled him. I was warning, because if he didn't have armor and got hurt more there, he was almost certainly dead. So as we all, this grind has been brought to you by Green Dragon, the most interesting / uninteresting grind in the game, because there are so many different points at which you fight a green dragon differently, but at the same time you're always wanting something else to be there.
Also brought to you by the Breckenary Stew. They love cutting up green dragon. You gotta have it next time you're in town.
Alright, well, NESCardinality finds the harp and the sword. He keeps looking in Mountain Cave, hoping for the fighter's ring, I imagine, which is it's a very good point there, Yoki. Anyway, a level 14 for DK, 3, 5, 11, 7, and that's it. So,
And still no more. Hurt more, so one spell eluding our players.
don't really need Hurt More too much right now. The stats are not quite there, but this is possibly one level. Like, some confidence in that one level will do this now.
For your chat, guys, level 15, level 16, which one's got the more?
I'm thinking NESCAR might be checking the spike in the swamp. He knows what the green dragon's about. He's got a little bit more AP now, so it's not quite as annoying. But I'm wondering if he found a good desert zone for red dragons, if he would consider that. I don't know. NESCAR is generally not a big overworld grind. He'll take like Arbor Knights or Blue Dragons over something in the overworld most of the time.
While he does that, DK, of course, just more than happy to munch on these green dragon stews.
And yeah, with NESCAR doing these trade-ins, we're going to see the actual experience gap in very clear numbers here in just a minute. And it looks like it's going to be about a level by the time he's done, close to 2,000 maybe.
We are right now at about 1,400 point lead for DK.
DK will have to, stop and get some stuff here in a minute. And hey, wonderful! Green Dragon dodges the attack. That's exactly what you expect to happen. Hey, I don't know. I think NESCAR will probably check Swamp. I think he's more likely to sit on Swamp than DK was. Because NESCAR, a lot of runners with the version 3 changes tend to really ignore Armored Knights and Blue Dragons. But NESCardinality is not somebody who does that. He tends to favor them a little bit more than the average person. Of course, I'm speaking from my guesses from watching him play. I don't really know for sure.
As you can see from the charts that popped up, just that whole major difference of change in just the last 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, now they're both in Grind and Go. And see, I'm pretty sure DK goes at the first level that's possible. I don't think he does, and there's any scenario where he takes to take a safety level. There could be, if this lags a couple more levels and they don't grind on the same thing, could favor NESCardinality if he finds something better. But I'm not sure. I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm still holding to the fact that he did the fake out of the turnips. We're having a game 3, so it's DK all the way.
I'm sure that NESCardinality did not do that on purpose, but it's funny to think that he did.
As they say, do not tempt the off-guard fates.
He is not somebody who gets into the memes of the game whenever it actually costs you time. He's perfectly fine with memes that don't cost you time, but that one I think he would not ever do. And it looks like DK's using some herbs. He's going to try to stretch this out to 15, because if that's go, then he doesn't have to come back, and that's perfect.
Yep, and NESCardinality at least gets back to 14, keeping it close.
I would fight a golem right now instantly. Like, the flute is just slow. If you have enough hit points to swing Healmore safely, that's what you do. And I like to point this out, probably more so than people would appreciate. But
yeah, that flute is what, 8 seconds each time for the music?
The whole cycle, the music plus using it plus waiting for your turn again. We've seen multiple grinds this whole tournament of people using the flute and people not using the flute. And the people not using the flute always end up smoking the people who do. It just, as long as there's a heal anywhere nearby.
Meanwhile,
anyway,
level 15, 2 power, 5 hit points, 18 magic, no agility, and hurt more does come along.
That is enough MP to think about it. He's got 17 rounds, 13 heal mores.
Yeah, it's 13 on the Hillmore side for you. You're hitting for what? 13 to 6? 13 to 7?
It would be 6. I always round down for like everything. I don't know. This is a weird dive. Let me see. At 126 Fairy Waters, 15. This is go. This is a really tight go, but it is a go level.
He's selling the Death Necklace, so he may be selling off everything he can to load up on fairies.
Yeah, he is going in all in for this. He's got 84 agility. There he buys the radishes.
DK, you're a winner in my book.
He is not buying herbs, though, which he does need a couple. So that's something to keep in mind, too. But he just dumps all of the unnecessary stuff. He's going to have, the flute in tow. He's got the rainbow drop. That's it. No princess. That's 6. Yeah, this is a fairly tight, but still a go level.
He's got, 6 or 7 fairies?
I believe he has 6.
Alright, so 6, and those will probably hit just a little more than the regular swing. This is going to get close.
And he might be going to stop in Garenham before. That might be the plan. He did buy herbs, but he's casting Repel. He might pop in there. He might just rush in if he gets to the town on this. The one difference here is NESCardinality is a lot closer. He might pick up 7,500 while DK is on his way, and then there's that decision on his end. I don't think he would go, but I don't know. Maybe in a Silver Shield situation, maybe planning to get the ring, but that would be too tight, I think.
Well, NESCardinality, though, is bringing it back, as you can see by our latest charts.
And yes, currently Game 3, if necessary, is scheduled same time tomorrow, 8 p.m., possibly same location. Also worth noting that no one has checked Deep Grave, so Fighter's Ring could very easily be there.
My tracker right of my own heart, noting who did the radishes.
Oh, there we go. He's not worrying about that one repel cast, not the 2 MP. He's just going straight in. Again, he's got 13 heal mores on average. This is 17 rounds, but the fairy water he has should shave off 2 rounds. So he is a normal favorite right now. The question will be, will NESCardinality decide to go at 15, or will he grind another level? Will he go hunting for fairy waters, or will he think it's just as fast if I keep swinging? Because if that's the case, he could be in perfect position if this dive does not work out for DK.
Yeah, because at this point for DK, he's almost going to need to do it clean. Any burnt MP here is going to be very painful.
Yeah, this is a situation where maybe he could lose 1 heal more, but he really can't afford even that. That's super tight. But
meanwhile, NESCardinality is doing the stat check as he just hit 15, and he looks like he's going to continue to grind.
Yeah, I would say modest to normal risk. This is okay. We're going to try this, and if it's really bad, he can still bail. He might fight the things, because if it's really bad, the things that are in the way are the things he's going to want to fight anyway. Plus, also, Green Dragon is boring. It looks like NESCardinality has decided on 16, though, which in his situation is 100% the best thing to do. There's no way he would know that grind is the thing to do, but if the other guy has already got you beaten to Sharlock, trying to get an extra level is usually the smarter play. NESCard also might be expecting that DK went and hoping that he does and fails in this dive. Again, he's somebody who usually has a pretty good idea of the meta circumstances and knows that he found stuff super duper late. So he might be expecting a loss here and deciding, I'm going to safety low and just hope the other guy dies.
Yeah, that late armor combined with the late Rimbledar may be working right into that mindset, as you just pointed out.
But so far, Sharlock, not scary. I think we saw a Stoneman once.
So far, DK's right, well, a couple Stonemen, but it hasn't been anybody who's really stopped him so far. And now,
And,
of course, I was about to say the commentator's curse of the blue dragon, but no, he gets away.
Yeah, any enemy can just decide to stop you in Sherlock, and there's nothing you can do about it except try to kill it.
And he's just coming up on the basement here.
There we go. No treasury check, which we didn't really expect. Again, there's only a 2/3 chance the fire's ring is in there, and for all he knows, NESCAR is right behind him.
Yep, no elf card. 100,000 gold piece pyramid game tonight. Sorry, folks.
But yeah, no, chat's talking about us jinxing things. I don't want to spoil it, but we have not seen any red enemies.
Now the question is, who's going to be the mini boss on the spike?
Not even sure what. I think a red dragon is probably the worst thing you would want to see.
Because
everything else is handleable.
Because during this dive, NESCardinality has tied up the experience points.
If it's a golem, he has the fairy flute. But if it's anything else, and it's an axe knight, that's
somebody you like. Yeah, that's somebody you like there.
There we go. 2 swings is enough.
And NESCardinality has taken the lead, by the way, in the experience if this fight with the Dragon Lord fails.
Stone Man harassing him just a little bit. He is heel walking, but that's just a couple of steps, so we're not gonna.
Yeah,
we already saw what this floor is.
There, but it works.
Oh, he didn't see any reds, so here we go. Going into the Dragon Lord fight again. Whether or not he gets an opening double will matter a lot in this fight, or if he loses everything. It looks like he's going to swing for now.
There's a good stop spell.
Now he's going to use the herb. I think he swung knowing he wasn't going to kill the guy, and I think we're going to see the herb usage here over and over.
There's the stop spell. There it is. You're going to get to go in with that 107.
And there we go. So do we get the opening ambush, or does he get the first hit?
And no back hit, so he gets to start with just a 9.
Huge opening. You really do not want that ambush. And those swings are pretty good. He's rolling, what is that, 6 to 13. So anything double digits is amazing.
He's at 30 total.
And he hasn't used any fairy waters yet, but I imagine that is coming at some point.
39. Please tell me he didn't forget he's got them.
Well, I think in this scenario you always use them, but he has in a pretty decent scenario now.
50.
And it's not like he's running out of time. He's still got plenty of time to use them.
59. 70.
Again, the swings have been generally good. Not great, but pretty good.
There's the first fairy water. 83.
Second one, nice.
94. A low roll on that fairy water.
Again, generally like his position. The rolls have been decent enough to kind of propel him ahead here.
109. 119. At this point, barring a miss menu, he should be okay. 132. Remember, we're looking for a 150 to 165. 2 heal moors left. 146.
All right, this is fully in his grasp now.
And get your GGs out in chat for dk9146. He will force us to have a game 3 tomorrow night. And NESCardinality taking only his second loss in the series.
Yeah, and it's just the exploration was there for DK today. You know, the first race, He sat down a lot and did kind of a heavy ground. Today he was behind an experience for the majority of the race, but really just kept pushing exploration. Was able to find.
Go ahead.
Was able to find Remolder a lot earlier than NESCAR, which really kind of just helped catapult him in there at the end. Just interesting. Both of these races have really been won by the person who pushed exploration.
Yes, it has a race time of 1:18 and 25 seconds for our good winner of this race, dk9146.
And yeah, there's no chance that NESCardinality is going to forfeit this. He did pop through to Breckenary to get Fairy Waters, went out the other side of Swamp. Now the NPC, he's just going to leave and come back. He's just like, you know what? And then the Droll, a whole bunch of stuff is just happening right now. He did pick up level 16, which has, no extra strength, but the extra hit points and MP make this kind of a clear winner for him.
And speaking of our winner, welcome on in. Nope, I'm sorry. I thought he came in. My bad. We'll have him in shortly, though.
He did come in.
There he is. There you are. So, your thoughts on this lovely seed that was your must-win situation?
It was interesting. It was nice getting some solid use out of a club for a while. Non-ironically, it was pretty nice. I think the map was a little strange. I liked having that reverse count set up and obviously it being completely useless. But getting through Swamp and finding keys was really freaking nice.
Especially that one swamp tile square you had to get through to get to the bottom half that most of you guys that you didn't get to at least, what was it, level 8?
Yeah, whenever we had a little bit of healing going on and such. Otherwise, we had access to herbs and such. But yeah, overall, I think it went well. I think my grind decisions went well. And I know 15 was super sketchy, but I kind of liked it. The only thing, I'll be honest, I was wishy-washy on was taking a stab to see if Fire's Ring was in the Sherlock Treasury, but it was a 6 out of 9 chance for me, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing it.
Aaron, what questions you got for DK?
Well, first off, GGDK, I think what was it seemed like you did this seed differently than the last one. Last one, you were a little bit more grind oriented, where it felt like you were really pushing exploration here, at least compared to NESCAR. Was that a conscious decision, or was there something in the nature of the seed that made you feel like you should be doing that?
I really wanted heal, and that's when I really started pressing, was when heal came along. I did the obligatory 1 to 2 screens surrounding look, and got the 2 towns that were nearby. But and I'll be honest, that's what I was looking for last night. Was just some kind of healing with knowing all that swamp was around and those nasty enemies. Just obviously the swamp was a lot smaller last night than I realized at the time. But yeah, with all the swamp we had, and the only path out, I wanted healing outside of just herbs to go around, and we got it relatively quickly.
So, yeah, that's a very good point. I wanted to mention, because you said something about it, were you counting the reverse count when you left Cantlin? Because I had a feeling you were.
I sure did. It was 16 south, and then obviously 2 off the coast.
Yeah, my partner called it because he's like, that was just a little weird of a walk step on that reverse count. And then, of course, a couple minutes later, you find out that it's no, go fight. You're like, why?
Yeah, buddy. But yeah, the only thing I was worried about is if Ness went west first versus south, because I went south, found Freebie, Staff Cave, Grave. Grave gave some cash, but really wasn't super useful. I got a half plate out of it, but going west was definitely where it was at. You had to go through Swamp. I don't think they connect, but honestly, I didn't see all of the connections, but I think I caught the whole first continent top edge, and I didn't see an upward area to go north further.
From what we saw, the two never did connect. The two major portions were the fact that you had Rebel-Dar early. NESCardinality did not find it till very late. And 2, did you think of any other place to grind other than that Green Dragon?
I took a stab at seeing what was in the Swamp Cave. Honestly, if it was a Golem or a Red Dragon, I would have stayed there. I hated the Blue Dragon. It just, I was using Heal Morse every round and in round, at least with what the attack power was at the time, and our HP wasn't great. I mean, I saw the red dragon, but it wasn't in a good, tile set that I could determine. It might have overall been in some desert tiles or something. But outside of that, I saw the armor knight when I went to go do determines, and I was like, it's not a repeatable spike.
Well, NESCardinality is just about to try his Dragon Lord luck with the, again, 6 to 13 attack. Aaron, what else you got for our lovely DK?
Well, for our lovely DK, I think the other question, I just wanted to mention it in chat. They were talking about the blue dragon was experience per minute. NESCardinality was on that blue dragon. He was catching up just a little bit, but he ended up going an extra level. I kind of feel like that was because he found Rim kind of late. But a lot of this felt like you were talking about the exploration, that he was chasing you for a lot of this, because he actually did a lot more grinding early on and had a pretty significant experience lead at times, like somewhere around 2,500 to 1,500 at the beginning of the game, where it kind of felt like there was some possibility of separation there.
Yeah, I saw, I think they were floating in a graph on here, and all of a sudden, like, the big dip where I guess he was doing all the things after finding keys.
Yeah, that was the combination right when you were doing your green dragon grind and he was trying to do all his homework.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, at least from what you guys are saying, it sounds like almost an opposite replay of last night, where he pushed out while I grinded, got experience, found keys earlier, and did things in the right order, and then kind of the opposite tonight. I saw a comment in chat that he found Garenham before Rim, so you have to redo that exploration and all that again. So that's kind of what I was doing last night. So kind of interesting they yin and yang it on these first two.
And to talk about what NESCardinality is doing right now, he is on the Dragon Lord fight, the same damage range that DK did, but he started out with 2 extra heal mores. He did, however, lose one immediately. So without those 2 extra attacks, he's kind of on the exact same trajectory that DK was, just with a slightly higher hit point range, same amount of fairy waters and everything else. So this could end up being kind of tight.
Yeah, I guess the good thing is it's 154 or less, because I did 154. And
a mid-roll there.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet, of course. Our fabulous Cat Pearl Tracker, Omega Strep, will let us know in afterward, probably, if it feels like it.
Well, I'll let this one play out and let you guys handle it.
Yeah, I haven't been watching the rolls. Chat, how are we doing? Is NESCardinality going to take this one out? Yeah, 7. Like, we're rolling 6 to 13, and
he's rolled 2 6s and 3 7s so far.
Well, this helps. Yeah, this is the situation where if you have a bad Dragon Lord fight, you're just like, well, okay. Now he's going back to the fairy water. He's been kind of mixing back and forth between them. It's interesting.
Yeah, was there any reason, DK, that you held off on your fairy waters until about half, a little more into your DL2?
Because if exactly what was happening here, low rolls started prevailing, rather than blow the fairy waters on a useless fight, I would just go ahead and try YOLO more strats and then have the fairy waters for a second dive.
Fair enough.
Yeah, even with some of these lower rolls, we do know that the Dragon Lord is on the low end of hit points. So there is still a strong chance here, regardless, for NESCardinality to take this out.
There
and he
we
does.
Go. Get your GGs out for NESCardinality as he will make his quick little return back to the king.
We do see the Dragon Lord on the screen had 152 hit points, so it was a pretty solid win. We're going to stall here for just a moment as we see.
Actually, we won't need to stall as NESCardinality is here with us.
Hello, hello.
GG's, NESCardinality. Tell us about your thoughts on this one here.
Well, I have to assume this was another one of those seeds where, Remolder was the linchpin. Finding that leads to everything. And it was the very last location I found, so I can't be surprised to be behind in a situation like that. I'm just assuming DK found it maybe 15 minutes earlier or something like that.
Yeah, it was no more than about 2 to 3 tiles if you were a little further north when you would have been walking to that grave section. You would have seen it, the note to go up and to the right. Several times you went down and to the left instead. Just to miss it by an inch or two.
Yeah, it is
I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
the opening was like I think I'm not sure if I death warped when I looked to the left or not, but you know, I had multiple directions to go. I went down to Breckenary first instead, and then I just wanted to, you know, explore the mainland while I was out there. And unfortunately, Remolder ended up being just about as far as it could have been through the swamp cave.
So chat has been fixated a little bit on this since it happened, and maybe I don't even need to go into detail about it. But what about the stone man with the sleep there that you had about middle of the race?
What about it?
Did it fail like 3 times?
Oh, yes, it did. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, you slept 3 times in a row, and 3 times Snowman's going, no.
Sorry, I can't remember. Was that actually on the second continent too? Because that might have been the thing that derailed you away from Remolder. Because I think if you had stayed over there, you would have found, you know, the town. Because you'd already found Breckenary and got healed up and all that.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. I don't remember exactly what it was over there. I know there were red dragons. I mean, it could have been a red dragon. Actually, I think it was a red dragon. I think I was going towards Breckenary and got sent back by a red dragon, I think. So I hadn't seen it yet. And then I think I saw Breckenary and Remolder on the return, I think. Something like that.
So there was an observation that I had where I think at the beginning of this race, DK pushed the exploration a lot harder than you, which seemed to be the opposite of the last one. Was there? I'm kind of curious to see what was just going through your head at the beginning about when to push, and if you were waiting for something specific or if you were just enjoying the grind.
It's so funny that, first of all, we keep seeing these flip-flops in strategies from myself and the opponent. And secondly, the way that it ends up mattering, you know, in a seed like this, if I learn Hurt more at the next level and get 30 hit points, I look like a genius. And if it's like this, it doesn't look so good. It's impossible to know that this whole seed was going to be about getting to Remolder. When I saw a zone with Droll Magis and Wyverns, I just thought, wow, like this is my chance to get ahead in experience and get the levels I need to progress. Because if the sword is in Sharlock and we get late Hurtmore, you know, this is going to be all about leveling up and getting strong as quickly as possible. So that's what I was thinking, but you know, it's just not easy to foresee that exploration was, you know, the most important thing in this particular seed, where it was such a huge map, there was swamp everywhere, and we were so roadblocked in a lot of spots. So yeah, it's just unfortunate, you know, if Remolder's next to you know, home instead of Cantlin instead, then I think the two of us just have a totally equal race ahead of us.
Yeah, I'd absolutely agree with what you said in GG Ness. Yeah, it was weird. And I'll say, I know they asked me earlier why I pushed, and I said because when I got healed, I wanted to get out. And honestly, I hated the club, and Hurt was kind of obnoxious because we were swinging almost as hard with the club on even through mid game. But my hope was to find the keys, and then if nothing else, set up a gold grind because we had all the big stuff in Cantlin. But then everything was given to us after keys, and I didn't have to do the gold grind at all.
Yeah. Did you go at 15 or did you grind to 16?
I did go ahead and go at 15. I'll be honest, because of how fast I found Rim, I did feel ahead. But I was afraid that you might make a play early, knowing that you had a 1-0 lead as well. So I filled up on Fairy Waters and went. I'll be honest, my rolls went really well. I finished with 3 swings to spare.
Yeah, so I got another level and got 0 power, but in the middle of the grind 216, I stopped at Breckenary for 6 Fairy Waters, and so, you know, the fight would have been about the same. I wanted Sharlock to be difficult because I was grinding another level, but it turned out to be easy. But I'm comforted by the fact that I was still behind. Like, I still wouldn't have won if I went at level 15, so there you have it.
And where was Breck? I did not find Breck. I went back to Cantlin to get my Fairy Water.
Oh yeah, you go through the swamp cave and you go southwest, sort of halfway to Remolder. There's an opening at the bottom. You go down there and to the right, and that's Breckenary the dead end.
Got it. Yeah, there was 2 spots on the map I had left. That was one of them, so that makes sense. Thanks.
I explored the entire home continent, and yeah, as I said, it's a shame that Remolder wasn't there. I was definitely hoping the whole time that the sword would be in Sharlock. I thought that would be a great evener, especially if Hurtmore was really late. We didn't really have a good Hurtmore grind. The green dragons in Hawksness would have required stop spells, so I didn't like those. But yeah, another fun one. GG DK, and I can't wait to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, GG to yourself, and I absolutely agree. Game 3s are always fun, even if they're stressful for us.
Yeah, absolutely. GG to both of you. Very well run race. It's really tight. I did mention, I think, at the end that the decision to go to 16 on NESCAR's side without knowing it was probably the right one, just because DK already had that lead. If something had went wrong, you were just right there to kind of step through and, theoretically have an easier fight. I think it wound up being very similar. So on that note, I don't think we have the schedule up, but just to talk about what we have coming in tomorrow. No more races tonight. Tomorrow night we do have Game 3 between dk9146 and NESCardinality at 8 p.m. So
and we also do have the 11 p.m. race. Slamu has got their race at 11 o'clock tomorrow night.
Yes, Game 2 between between Metal Dream and Big Slamu. So the winner of the early race will get to watch and see who the winner of the next race is and who they might be able to face there in the finals.
I was going to say, you just made our restreamer think, wait, I'm still in the race?
No, I was looking at Archfield's name there and it got me confused. So yeah, click on the screen if you want to look at the schedule, but that's pretty much it. If there's a Game 3 between Metal Dream and Slamu, I think it's Sunday, late.
Well, there's Game 2 tomorrow night, and then, I believe 3 is Sunday. By the way, can we get the links up for both of the runners and everybody else in chat here? Help them out if you're not already part of their groups. Definitely join them, give them a like.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a very well run race, and exactly what you would expect out of a semifinals race. We've had just small differences in these first 2 races, so I'm really looking forward to what our finals is going to be like.
And I'm being told their Game 3 would be on Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern if needed. For one of your 2 guys' opponents in the grand final.
Well, I know they're kind of delaying, looking to see if there's a raid. I'll give the behind the curtains, but I wanted to say thanks again for everybody volunteering. It's been a blast. This tournament's been awesome. And the admins do a great job with it, and I appreciate everybody. Have a good night.
Once again, another massive thank you to everyone working behind the scenes from myself. And in advance for tomorrow as well, as we're winding down to the final 2 weeks of the tournament. It's been quite a season. Looking forward to seeing how it all unfolds. Thanks, everybody.
No problem, both. Go ahead.
I was just going to say thank you both, and then if you wanted to take us out, say Parsley.
Yeah, I think we're going to go to a vanilla Dragon Warrior any percent run here on RPG Limit Break for my good friend Aaron 2U2, our restreamer, the lovely Archfield Monk, and the cat-eared restreamer tracker that we've had tonight. Thank you all. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.